Welcome to the StepMap tutorial. I'm one of the founders of StepMap and I'm not a professional speaker, so if this video tutorial is a bit clumsy sometimes, please forgive me. I'm trying my best to explain to you how our editor works, and I promise you it's going to be fun. If you want to create your own customized maps, it's going to be really easy. So the first thing you have to do is sign up for free, and then afterwards you log in. I'm going to log in with my personal account here. And then after you've logged in, you can create as many maps as you want, and then afterwards you can download them, you can print them, basically do with them whatever you want. So after you've logged in, you click on create a map, and the first choice you have to make is between a standard map here on the left side or a regional map or city map. So depending on what kind of map you want to create, this is your first choice. I'm going to create a standard map for this video. So we are now in the editor, the map editor, and it is divided into 4 steps, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And each of these steps lets you customize the map even further. The first thing that you always have to do is to zoom in to the region that's important to you. So for example, I'm rolling up and down my mouse wheel at the moment, and as you can see, the frame around the cursor is getting bigger or smaller. When I left click with my mouse button, it's going to zoom in the area within the frame. So I've done that right now, and then you'll see Europe. I can repeat this as many times as I want. I'm going to zoom in to Spain for this video. There you go, Spain. So on the right hand navigation you have many different menus where you can further customize and modify the map. I've clicked on topography 1, so you should see some changes in the map right now. There's mountains, and you can see rivers and valleys. You can also add a color layer on top of all the landmass and the oceans. So I'm activating country and oceans, and you should see a slight change in the map right now. See, the topography is still visible, but there's a greenish layer on top, and the ocean is also in the same color as it is shown here. Whenever I click on any of these color menus, there's well, the menu opens, and then you can change different colors, even up to your own hex value. So you can enter your color value here, but you can also of course pick any of these standard colors. Just a fun example here, I'm going to choose red, so the whole landmass should be red right now. It's not very nice, but just wanted to show you how the changes affect the map. So I'm going to go back to a more standard color, the green. Again, it lets you customize it a lot more. There's colorize individual countries, so I can choose from this drop down menu, for example Spain, and then I say color in Spain, and then Spain should be with a yellowish color, as you can see on the map right now. Of course you can repeat that for as many countries and regions as you like. Last thing is additional display options down here. So for example, you see that the state borders are really thin and hard to see. So you can make them a lot bigger or thicker. So I changed the value here from 1 to 5, and as you can see, the borders are much more visible right now. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but basically you can enable or disable many different layers. As you can see, country borders here, or for example if you want lakes or rivers to be enabled or disabled. The last thing I wanted to show you is the overview map. So just watch the lower left hand corner of the main map. Right, I've activated the overview map, and then within the map there's a little map inside. It gives you how do I put this, like a better overview of where the country actually is. I'm going to disable this again right now because everyone should know where Spain is, I guess. After I've created the design of the basic map, I'm going to go to step 2. This is where you add locations, descriptions, you can connect the dots with lines, and you can add little symbols and icons. So I'm just going to click up here in the Atlantic Ocean, and the standard symbol is a red icon. So I'm going to name this Madrid. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. And of course Madrid is not in the middle of the ocean, but it's the capital of Spain, so it should be somewhere around here. We have a little feature, it's called position location. I'm going to click on it, and then within the within the map area, it's going to search our database. And this has taken way too long, but I promise you it's going to be a lot faster when we launch this version. So you see Madrid, Spain, 3.2 million citizens. I'm going to click on position location again, and then Madrid goes where it should go. I can repeat this as many times as I want. Position location. Again, it's going to search the database, and like I said, we're just developing the database right now, so when we launch the version it should be much faster. Barcelona, Spain, 1.6 million citizens, position location, here you go. There's also, you can see right now, Barcelona is kind of cut off because the text is, well, too long for the map area. There's a simple solution. You click on text position and then you choose left. So the little icon remains where Barcelona actually is, but the text is relatively, or the relative position of the text is now left from the icon. The whole area that I'm marking here right now is formatting the text. So I'm going to click on Madrid again. I can of course underline it. I can also make it italic. I can make it bigger, or I can change the symbol of the city. Use a bigger icon just to mark that it's a capital city. You can also connect these locations with a line. So I'm going to click on Barcelona, and then underneath there's a little menu that opens. It says draw a line from A to B. I'm going to click on this. Then I'm going to click on Madrid. And as you can see, there's a thin red line straight from Barcelona to Madrid. I'm going to reposition Madrid, say bottom. There's a little marker in the middle of the line. I'm going to click it, hold my mouse button down and move it. And then the line is curved. There's a new menu that opened on the right hand side. It says connection lines. You can change the color, you can change the format of the line, you can add little arrows forward and backward, you can change the thickness of the line. So I'm going to choose, for example, black, make it a bit thicker, and I use a dotted line and an arrow. So right now it says from Barcelona to Madrid. Again, you can repeat this as many times as you want. You can also just add description text, not cities, but just description text. Map title, Spain map, for example. And of course you don't want this little icon up here because it's just a text, so you choose text only, for example. And then you can move this around wherever you want, for example up here. Or you could just say Spain, right? If you want to name the country. Then maybe to differentiate, make it white, and you can type in France and move it where you want it. And this is Portugal, of course. This might not be the prettiest map, but I just wanted to show you how the main features of this editor work. Again, you have symbols and icons, so these are typical icons that many people would use on maps. I'm going to use the medium-sized ones, a bit bigger. So for example, if you click on any of these symbols or icons, I'm going to click on this airplane here, it's going to appear in the middle of the map, right? And then you just click it and move it around where you want it. So you could say you arrive in Madrid with a plane, and then you go from Barcelona to Madrid with your bike, which I guess is quite the journey, but I just wanted to show you how these icons work. Right? You can also walk if you want. So you can customize this map according to your own needs and the topic that you want to describe. If these icons, we have many different categories. This one is tourism and travel, this one is news and events, and so on. If these icons are not sufficient, you can also upload your own icons or images, and then you place them on the map anywhere you want. Right? So you click on upload your own image, and then it's going to browse your hard drive. So for example, for news you have classical icons, for example like an earthquake, right? Let's not hope there's an earthquake in Spain, but depending, like I said in the beginning, depending on the topic, you want to show different icons and descriptions on the map. Of course you can jump between steps. Right now we're in step 2, but you could also go back to step 1, did that right now, and you could say, well, the type of the map display should be flat for this purpose because it's more of a news map or a neutral map, right? So you can switch between these as often as you like, of course, and you can jump between these 4 steps. I'm going to keep the topography on for this purpose. So, step 2, titles, lines, locations, little symbols, anything that goes on top of a map, so to speak. Step 3 is where you can make the map interactive, meaning in the final map, when it's all done and saved, you can have it interactive in the way that if someone clicks on Madrid, there's a little box that opens up like an info box. So for example, I could say Madrid, and then I click on description and say capital city, beautiful place, and so on and so on. This is pure text what you do, what you add here. Of course you can also add a link to a location. So for example, www. I'm going to use google.com for now. Not very creative, but you can of course enter any link that you want here. So if someone clicks on Madrid, they are redirected to a certain location or another web address. Okay, and then the final step would be to upload media files. Media files are typically, like we say here, pictures, videos, audio files, could be a PDF. So basically anything that you want you can upload to this location or any other location. For example, you could say I upload pictures to Madrid, I upload a link to Barcelona, I upload a video to Spain. I'm going to show you in the final example how it's going to look like. But yeah, so you can upload as many pictures or videos as you want. And once you've uploaded them, they show up here as a little preview icon. Then you can go to step 4 and save the map. You give it a title, you give it a little description. Description is here. You could also, should actually choose the correct region, so it's Europe, that's correct. It's not Germany now, it's Spain. And a few keywords. Keywords are important if you create many maps and you want to search for them later. It's easier for you to find your own maps then, I guess. So I'm going to use the keyword Spain and test. And then I'm going to save the map. There's two different ways you can save a map. One is public map, which means other people can see the map, but nobody can of course change it or delete it. And then there's a non-public map, which means it's only visible to you when you're logged in. Nobody else can see it. I'm going to save this as a public map right now. Basically that's it. So once you've saved the map, you can then of course export it, which means you can, for example, embed it to your website if you want. You can also print it, or you can save it in a way which means you would save it locally to your computer as an image file, right? So I'm going to look at our finished map right now. It says your map with the title Spain was saved successfully. You can click on it, and here you go. Here's your finished and final map. If I click on Madrid right now, the info box should open up. Right. So this is what we wrote before, capital city, beautiful place. If I click on Google site, it's gonna redirect me to Google. And of course, if I would have uploaded any videos or icons or photos, anything, they would have showed up in this info box too. So there you go. After you've created your maps, like I said, there's the three main options. Save it in terms of locally, save it to your computer. You can print it, or you can embed it to a website. I hope this helped a bit, so feel free to sign up and create as many maps as you like. Thank you.